Hi everybody, it's Dr. Jason Holtum from the Eye Studio. And before we get started on teaching you how to insert and remove contacts, I wanted to give you a bit of homework first of all. So for a lot of new wearers, contact lenses can be a scary thing. Even when I first learned how to put contacts in, it took me forever. If I'd had a video like this to watch, it would have been so much easier. Well, soft contacts are actually very flimsy. They're foldable. And so when they go on the eye, they're not sharp, they don't hurt, it just feels like something's in your eye. But guess what? Something is in your eye. It's just not a painful thing. For most of us, it's the fear of the unknown, and this fear causes a blink reflex to kick in. And that's where we squeeze our eyes. And those eyelid muscles are very strong. And so we have to learn how to relax, and this takes practice. And so by watching this video, I'm going to give you some tips to learn how to relax the eyes. And then by practicing and watching the insertion and removal video, it'll set you up for success. So that when you come in for your in-person training, it'll go much smoother. Okay, so if we're ready, we're going to make sure we're in a comfortable, well-lit area. For a lot of us, we put our contact lenses on in the bathroom. We can use the bathroom mirror and sink that's there. You can stand up, you can sit down, whatever works best for you. For some of you, you might want to invest in a special magnifying mirror, especially if you have a high prescription. The other thing you can get if you have a high prescription are special glasses called makeup glasses. Now, these glasses have one big lens that can switch to either side, and that way you can still see through the lens until you get your contacts on. So, if you're at a comfortable point, here we go. First step, always wash your hands. And wash your hands really well. It doesn't have to be special soap, it doesn't have to be antimicrobial, but maybe a soap without too much perfume. But wash your hands well and then rinse them well. And the reason we rinse them well is because if you have any soap residue on them, it's going to sting when you touch your eyes. And then lastly, you want to dry your hands really well. And this is because if your hands are wet, then the contact lens will stick to your finger and not go on the eye. You should also use a lint-free towel because having a little piece of lint or cloth on the finger might get under the contact lens, and that can irritate things as well. So with clean hands, we're going to get ready to touch our eyes and face. I've already washed up before we started filming. So as I said before, your eyelids are very strong muscles. If you want to squeeze your eyes shut and try to open them, it's really hard, especially if you try to open them without hurting yourself. So when it comes time to touch the eyelids, we want to get close to the eyelid margin, and that's where the eyelashes are. So some people grab the margin, some people grab the lashes, whatever works best for you. We start with the right eye. So we use the outside or right hand. It's just easier that way. The middle finger is going to be used to grab the eyelid, and the index finger is going to be used to hold your contact lens. Now, there's no contact lenses yet. We're just going to use a dry finger. But if you like, you can put a drop of artificial tears on your finger to help mimic a contact lens. We're going to use our other hand to reach over and grab that top eyelid. So let me show you a few things we're going to practice, and then you can watch first, and then later on you can do this with me. Again, assuming we've cleaned your hands really well. So we're going to use the middle finger, and I'm going to look into my mirror, which is the camera, and we're going to pull down on the eyelid. Now, to do that, get closer to the eyelid margin, you might want to look up a little bit. And so then I pull down on my eyelids, and as you can see, I've got a really good tight grip on it. If I have it down here, I can still close my eyelids shut. So that's why I want you to get as close to the eyelid margin as possible. Okay, so that's step one. Get comfortable. And then after that, I can't squeeze the eye shut. So if you can do that, then we'll move on to step two, where we use the other hand. And so our middle finger reaches over, we look down a little bit and grab that eyelid and pull it up. And as you can see, I got a nice tight grip. I can't close my eyes no matter how hard I try. And practice this until you can get to this stage. Then we're going to touch the white part of your eye. It doesn't hurt. We're just going to come on in. So let me show you. And we touch the white part of the eye like that. Now, the reason we touch the white part of your eye is that there's less nerves there, so it doesn't hurt to do that. We don't want to touch the front of the eye directly. With a contact lens you can, but not during this practice, okay? So we're going to practice holding the bottom eyelid, and then we're going to do the top eyelid. And when you're ready for that, then practice touching the white part of your eye. So the same thing goes for the opposite eye. We're going to switch hands. So for my left eye, I'm going to use my left hand. And so I'm going to look up, I'm going to pull the eyelid down, and then I would reach over and with looking down, I pull my eyelid up. So remember to pull on the eyelids and lashes and make sure you can't squeeze the eye shut. And then we use the index finger to start touching the white part of your eye. A thing to be careful about is not to squeeze the other eye when you're putting the lens in. That's part of the relaxing we talk about. As we learn to relax, you're going to start not squinting your eyes, which is good because 1, it's hard to see the contact lens when you're squinting, and 2, you start to close your eyes more. Okay, so there are some tips just to review. Clean your hands, use your middle finger on your outside hand to pull the bottom eyelid down, getting close to that lid margin, reaching around with the opposite hand, use the middle finger and pull the eyelid up. And once you get good at that, then the next step would be start touching the white part of your eye using your index finger. So if you can do that, guys, I know you're going to have great success when we get you in finally for that in-person training. In the meantime, if you have any questions, just give us a phone call. We're here to help answer any questions you have or if there's a step that you're stuck on. So keep practicing and good luck.